live for the Power Chat series on Point Fighter Live. Today we have a pre-show for you with promoter Joe Shibinetz for the Forge Championships. This is the third year down in Alabama. Joe, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Um, Looking forward to being at the Open next weekend. I'll be judging down there, and seeing the competitors and things like that. And my tournament kind of is 2 weeks out after the U.S. Open, so I'm one of the first tournaments to kind of pop back up after a big tournament like that.
Right, July 15th for anybody watching. July 15th. Could you say the place, the hotel? Let's talk more about the venue of.
Yeah, so we are in, it's actually called Homewood, Alabama, which is a suburb of Birmingham. So, and Birmingham is just a great location for, I think, a lot of our competitors. It's fairly centralized, not too far from Atlanta, not too far from Nashville, Mississippi, Florida, so Tennessee. So it's kind of like, I feel like it's a good spot. Like if you're out, 3 or 4 hours, it's just a great location to jump into for a day tournament.
It is it is a day tournament. Is there a hotel though for anybody who might coming?
Yeah, so I secured a block of rooms at the 4 Points by Sheridan, which is literally around the corner from our venue. So if you look up 4 Points by Sheridan, Homewood, Alabama, I got us a great rate, $139 a night. And if you want to stay an extra day, I mean, Birmingham is a fun little area. I mean, great food, great breweries, great, attractions like the zoo, the botanical gardens is not too far. Um, it's about, we have a fun little place. It's like a mini Six Flags. It's called Alabama Adventures, in a water park that's like, I don't know, 20-minute drive from where the hotel is. So it's a fun little thing. And the great thing about the hotel, it's got a little indoor pool. So bring your swimsuit. And there's also a great breakfast that they do. It's free for all of our people and spectators that are staying. There's also a fun little restaurant bar that is there. It's small, but it is actually, I think it's like perfect for what we've got.
Speaking for what you've got, this venue, you've been there before. Tell me about what people can expect in terms of the actual competition venue, how many mats, spectator accommodations, things like that.
Um, we'll probably have anywhere from 6 to 8 mats, depending on the number of competitors. It is a 10,000 square foot facility, so it's new. It's new, so it's only 3 years old. So it's clean. It's nice. Um, a lot of room. And we're also planning this year. We're planning on having a couple of food trucks come out, and something that's kind of like local to Birmingham, so to give you guys like some experience of some local eats and stuff like that. So yeah, so it gives us that room to do that, and so it's nice having a new facility, having a clean place, and allowing a lot of space for competition, practicing, setting up your camp for changing and all that stuff for different divisions and things like that. So it's called the West Homewood Athletic Facility. We were there year one. We moved to the high school year two. We're back for year three. So West Homewood Athletic Facility. It's off of Oxmoor Road. So it's around the corner from the Sheridan, the 4 Points.
This is a ProMac rated event. You're in your third year. Tell me about kind of the support of the organization and the league that you have found, and a little bit more about are you ready for the judges and things like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love Promac. Promac does a great job of support, um, and I love the regional aspect of Promac. It's a great, uh, fun way to get into open style tournaments. I'm actually um, somewhat new to open style tournaments. I've been judging for about 4 years, but I'm a traditionalist at heart, and did not do very many open tournaments when I was competing. I did a couple of Battle of Atlantas back in the day, but did not have a lot of experience. And probably for the past like five years, I've kind of embraced the open style competition. So I bring some kids to the tournament, and adults, and I enjoy the atmosphere that it brings. And if you're new to open tournaments, it's a fun way to kind of get your feet wet. If you're a young competitor, a kid, the first timers division is such a great idea to kind of learn how to compete. So we make it fun for them, and all the judges know that these are first time kids. And so their job is just to make their first experience fun and knowledgeable for them, and share with them how they can be a good competitor at these tournaments. And so highly recommend that for anybody that is just new to competition. I believe it's ages 12 and under that do the first timers, or it might be 9 and under. And so if you're one of those kids, like, that's a great way to just kind of get in there and just watch competition too. Be a spectator, watch the black belts and watch their competition and see what it's like. So that is, I think, a lot of fun for the competitors. It eases them in, and ProMac does a great job of trying to be consistent with judging, and really kind of spotlighting the fact that the judges are the contact with the customers, which are our competitors and their families. And so, if you're ever around my ring as a judge, we're going to be the funnest ring. So, so we like to have fun and good time and encourage all these competitors that are coming out there, spending their time traveling, and we want to make their experience the best that it can be.
Now, tell me in terms of awards for your event, the different divisions that you could possibly take home some cash or cool trophies. I see a sword behind you. Tell me more about that.
Yes. All right. So, yeah. So, just to give you a little history, Forge, the how I came up with the name is that Birmingham was a mining town, iron ore, and so we had we, so sometimes we were known as the Iron City, and so I kind of took that concept of like a blacksmith, like forging a sword, and so I came up with the sword as my grand champion trophy. So yeah, we're doing underbelt grand champions for forms. We're doing black belt grand champions for sparring and forms. I also will be giving a sword out for the open rank fighting for our adults and 18 and up, and so black belts. And yeah, and we'll also be giving away cash prizes for our adult grand champions, for our black belts. So yeah, we do give out the cash, but I really like our sword. Now this is last year's sword, so my swords for this year are getting finished up, being customized for this year. But and this year, actually, the swords that I got are actually live blades. So any winners, please be careful with these swords, because they're real. But yeah, I
We're
just
gonna have to
like
check a
the
bag
idea.
if anybody flies into your tournament and wins. They'll have to check a bag or get it chipped or something. But still, that's really cool. I remember I got a tournament. It was not a sword, but it was a knife, and it was a real knife, and it was actually Alex Reyes's Pan Am's, and I think some of the best awards are actual objects, and I think you
Yeah,
really hit it on the nail with that.
yeah. So, and I like this sword idea. I like how it connects everything, like, just to the city of Birmingham, and the idea of I just feel like, as far as martial artists, like, the katana is like a very traditional, like, honored and respected weapon, throughout the martial arts. And I think it symbolizes a lot of great characteristics of what we believe as martial artists and in competition. So I felt like it was a great symbol for our tournament. So I like the idea of having the sword.
Now, this is the third annual event coming up July 15th. If anybody missed that, it's a one-day event. What about registration?
Yeah, so I highly encourage anybody watching this, before July 1st, please get your registrations in. We're tiered, and just to give you a side note, like as a promoter, if you're a competitor, the earlier you are able to sign up, register, give us a head count, that kind of helps us out a whole lot. So that's why we have a lot of tournaments have the tiered registration. So if the earlier you sign up, the more money you save and things like that. We do offer group and team discounts. So you are welcome to go on Mad Action and email me and say, hey, we're bringing a group. Can I get a team code or a karate school code? And I'll be happy to generate one for you guys. But absolutely, we want you to register early. You can register at the door, but it's going to be a little more pricier if you do. But we're not going to turn anybody away. I would hate saying no to anyone, but the
What is
earlier the better.
what's the discount for registering before that July 1st deadline?
July 1st deadline, I believe right now it is an $85 registration and 15 per event that you do. So 85 kind of for the registration, and you get one event with that. And then it bumps up after July 1st, it bumps up to like 95 and 25. So you'll save yourself some serious money.
For
If you
sure,
guys can
25,
do it
especially
before.
for those kids, like you were saying. People, especially on the Promac circuit and in sport karate, are doing 5, 6, 7 divisions. So the difference
Yeah.
between 15 a division and 25 is a difference. So definitely register early, guys.
Yeah. So, and also just want to mention, you see my sword, but I also have some customized medals coming in. Got a lot of great feedback from our medals that we did last year. So we're doing something very similar, but different. So we're trying to keep the same theme and the same um, look of it, but kind of tweaking it and making it look cool and everything. So we've got the big giant medals that are nice and heavy, and they're very well made. And so I highly recommend coming, participating, and racking up some hardware for yourself.
Now, zooming out a little bit, you talked about building your brand. As a promoter, what specifically do you see the brand of Forge? And kind of give our viewers an idea of what they can expect when you say the word Forge Championships.
Well, I'm hoping to make a mark. Like I said, I'm new, but I see the value in competition. I see what it can do for students who compete, and it gives them a drive to help better themselves as an individual and as a person. And I really like the character aspect of winning and losing. I think it's healthy to win and lose the right way. And for young kids, they have to have the capacity to learn to win and lose the right way. They're not always going to do it right, but I feel like it's a very great experience to hone just some of those character skills that we are as people. And competition is just it's an achievement aspect. So, when you don't place at all, work hard, train, compete again.
I think we lost Joe on there as he was just wrapping up a really great explanation of how he values winning and losing. But I think he's going to be coming on in just a second, so stay with us. Yeah, just rebooting up. I see him coming on in the queue. But again, while I still have you, don't leave because I'm going to reiterate some information you might have missed. This is right near Birmingham, Alabama. It's a ProMac rated event. It's Point Fighter Live approved. July 15th. Make sure you register before July 1st to get that rate. And I have Joe coming back in as we, wrap up this pre-show and really promote what it means to be a Point Fighter Live approved event, and also on the Pro Max circuit. So I'm going to bring him in just a couple seconds, but stay with us. 2 and 1. Okay, we have you back, Joe. I was just
Sorry, I
talking.
disappeared like a ninja.
Okay, yeah, I was just telling our viewers all the information they need to know, but kind of circling back to what you were talking about.
Yeah, so I don't know what you guys caught before I left
I
y'all,
think it
but
probably just I heard a lot about winning and losing and taking that in stride the way you should.
yeah, I love the value of competition, that it just connects with just character building, and building character within oneself, and being a competitor, and just striving to get better, working hard, and not always, winning first place is not everything, right? So sometimes it's just the process that is the most important, and I really see the value of it. So I've like I said, I've wholeheartedly embraced the open tournament, the concept, and the vision of like what I have for Forge is to really become a great staple and experience for competitors to be able to do just that. And it's more than just about winning and losing. It's about forging relationships and experiences and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot more to it than just being in an event to come to win things and hey, I'm out. So I want it to be more than that. I want it to be an experience for everyone.
All right, wonderful. Well, everyone, that's the Forge Championships pre-show with the promoter Joe. Oh man, Joe, say the
Shibonets,
last.
it's okay. It's all right. I get everything. I got Shibanatsky the other day, so.
All right. So thank you everybody for watching, and remember, it's registration is on Matt Action, right?
Matt Action. Hit up Matt Action. Absolutely. Go ahead and
Perfect.
register. And again, you're looking for the 4 Point Sheridan. I got a bunch of rooms. I think I blocked about 50 rooms. So hopefully you guys can join us July 15th, in Birmingham, Alabama. Love to have you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and have a great evening. Thanks for listening to the Power Chat series.
All right. Thank you.